it doesn't sound good.
After documenting quite the list of issues, I actually had a Triumph representative slide into my DMs. Nothing that they could really do about this bike though, because it was just like waiting on parts. Triumph is a British European brand, and so they don't stock a lot of the parts that this bike needed in the US, which is kind of important when you're having issues with a European bike in the United States. Yeah, this is the problem with buying European bikes.
Regardless, I am actually still having issues with this bike. The key fob still doesn't work, and sometimes the screen on this bike will glitch out so hard that it won't let you switch power modes. So if you turn traction control off, making that arduous decision, you're kind of stuck with it off and you can't turn it back on. So when I'm handing the keys to my friend, he's stuck with a 160 pound-feet of torque monster that doesn't have any traction control. Thanks, Triumph. Regardless, I thought today would be a great idea, since I'm still having so many issues with this bike, that I would modify the exhaust on it, voiding the warranty and basically making it impossible to get any work done on this bike. But hey, come on, it sounds bad. And plus, it's been a while since I've had an HOA violation, so let's get to it. It has occurred to me I actually don't have any guide on this. Ooh, let me show you guys the exhaust. If you guys remember, I actually got this a while ago. I just have not had this bike to modify it because it's been getting work done this entire time. Ooh, wow. Look at that, bro. It completely paint matches this bike. You can get these in like a few different colors, but I chose this one because it fits the vibe of the bike. The thing is, the stock exhaust on this bike is massive. And this, if you can't tell already, is very small. And so this is probably gonna be pretty loud. My concern with these exhaust jobs is I always seem to manage to mess something up too. Slightly concerned about that. Step one complete. I don't know where I'm gonna put this stuff for now. I'm just gonna keep it in this box. Oh dear me, oh dear, dear. Come on. Still feels like there's something holding on. Oh, you're deep in there, I see you now. Okay, I think it's ready to come off now. I think. There's a bolt hidden deep in here, and if I keep working at it, it should just all come undone. In theory, it should just fall, right? Fall. Oh, it's falling. This is heavy. Oh God. Oh Jesus. Oh my God, it's like lifting. Oh my God. Oh my God, you guys are gonna be so shocked by the size of this thing. Oh my God, this thing's a monster. Oh my God, this thing probably weighs 30 pounds. Oh my God, bro. I can't even exaggerate. Bro, that is the heaviest exhaust I have ever, like stock exhaust I've ever felt in my life. I think I talked about it in the first video that I bought this bike. It is technically a dual tipped exhaust. Oh my God. Just look at the motion on that thing. Dude, that is way prettier than it looked before. I'm assuming that's probably like the alternator back there because I think the clutch is up front. Oh my God. Hello. I just say this thing looks so much meaner now without that giant bread box on the bottom. You can really see how small the swing arm is for this thing too. Look at that. You can just barely see any metal right there. This bike weighs, I think, almost 700 pounds stock. And we literally cut down, actually we can check this out. How do I pick this up with one hand? Oh, I'm gonna have to set the camera down for this one, boys. Oh my God, dodge the bikes. Don't hit the R1 wing. All right, I have a scale for scale. Let's step on this really quick. We are working with 180 pounds. Yeah, I've been eating a lot of popcorn lately. Now, if I pick this thing up. Oh my God. Hurry up, reset. Oh my God. 207.4. I'm not doing that math right now. I'll figure it out later. Oh, I got some real blue collar hands. Look at that. Now all we have to do is get this thing on that thing. Yeah, probably easier said than done. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that just about does it. Before I start this thing up, I just want to say it is always a pleasure working on my own vehicles. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have this garage to be able to do that. So huge shout out to you guys. It's sick. Thank you for supporting me. Here is a modified exhaust on a Triumph Rocket 3, the largest production motorcycle on sale. I'm already ready for my next HOA complaint. Oh my God. Oh my God, snakes already. Keep that off for right now. Good God. You guys have no idea how peaceful it is to sometimes just go out for a ride. I always wear earplugs whenever I go out riding, but it's just nice to just have them off sometimes. And with a stock exhaust, you can do that. But now that this bike has that big fat can on it, we can't do that anymore. But now we get to do a cold start on a 2025 Triumph Rocket 3. Oh my God. I just wanted to come to my favorite, like, non-disclosed location where I know I'm not going to be disturbing anybody because loud exhausts can be quite annoying. I notice whenever I run a stock exhaust, I always have way more people, like, merging into me and not noticing that I'm there, even when I'm on a bike that's the size of a car. Yeah, no, I'd still get a ton of people merging into me. I've had a couple of very close calls while riding this bike around. And I notice whenever I run a loud pipe, you get noticed more.
You get a lot more mean looks from people that hate you, but like, it's more important to survive than to be annoying. All right, here we go. Oh my God. I don't think the camera's gonna do that any justice. So it shakes the bike. I'm not doing that, by the way. I'm just like holding on 2 fingers. Oh my God, that's incredible. It's just such a large engine, which I gotta give Triumph props. Like in inline 3, they have inline 3s in like some Ford cars. I think Mitsubishi has one. And in those cars, they sound like crap. Hold on. Oh my God, it's incredible. It sounds pretty good, like in a motorcycle. Like when you really think about it, this is a car engine, and it sounds way better than it would sound in like any car. I don't know, I'm not an engineer. I don't know what goes on into engine sound design, but it does a really good job without sounding bad for like what this motor is. Like for its size and only being 3 cylinders, you think this thing would sound like a really crappy riced out Civic. But no, like it sounds like its own unique thing, which is cool. On a side note, I've been riding the crap out of this bike. 1,300 miles, 1,350 miles on this thing already. More than any other bike right now. I have been riding this bike more than any other bike, which I have 6 other bikes in my garage I could be riding. I think it's been like a tie between this bike and I've been riding the Grom to like the gym and stuff because the weather's actually not been that bad in Ohio for once in our lives. I don't know what it is about having a cruiser. I already had 2 girls like on one Friday, the first warm Friday night that we had, 2 girls came up to me and asked me if I had a girlfriend or if I could take them for a ride. I got one of them on video. I posted that as a short form. The other one I didn't because I was like moving on my bike, which I don't record with this bike, with this camera. Like when I'm moving on the bike, there's just no point. There's too much footage. But the one girl that asked me was like low-key aggressive. She asked me if I had a girlfriend. I'm like, yeah, I do, sorry. And she's like, oh, your girlfriend doesn't let you have friends? And I was like, yo! I had no idea buying a cruiser would get you that much play that easily. I mean, I'm happily got a girlfriend now. Happily married here, brother. Not actually, but you know, I was a little bit worried about the engine sound being too loud because I still do plan on taking this bike cross country. I didn't want putting an exhaust on this bike. I didn't want it to like make it drony. But I'm honest with you. Look at this. But if I'm honest with you, I'm gonna have to slow down here. I don't want to cross the double yellow, so I'm gonna have to just wait a second. This is awkward, ladies and gentlemen. Quite a bit strange. Woo! He's blowing all the crap off the road, so that guy, I like that guy. He's cool. I was a little bit worried that this exhaust would be too loud for the road trip. If I'm honest with you, I kind of like it. I don't want to just ride a stock exhaust all the way to Oregon. Like, I actually want to have something that's kind of fun. So I'm glad that the exhaust didn't ruin that. That would have kind of sucked. But yeah, despite every issue I've been having with this bike, you know, whenever I get issues with a bike, it usually kind of turns me off from owning a bike. Like when I had my BMW S1000 2 years ago. That is like the prime example of a bike that had issue after issue. I got sick of it. I sold it out of spite. That bike, while good, was not good enough for me to look past the issues that it was having. This bike, I gotta be honest, I'm really, like, not to discredit my frustrations with the issues. I am very frustrated. But if I'm honest with you, I really kind of don't care. Which is just a sign of, like, how much how I look at this bike. Maybe it's my age. Maybe I'm, 24 years old. Maybe it's just like the time of my life where this bike is just the coolest thing in the world to me. But this thing really is the coolest thing in the world to me right now. It's so sick, dude. Oh my god. The pops too. Oh my god. Oh my god. You know, today I thought I'd mix things up. You guys always make fun of me for getting Chipotle in my videos, like literally every video, bro. How about some Chick-fil-A? Yep, that's never getting old. The only event I can think of that like loud pipes can be like detrimental outside of the police would be this clip I got like almost 4 years ago probably at this point. I'm gonna see if I can find the clip. If I can, it would like make this video 10 times better. It was on my old straight pipe ZXXR, which was one of the loudest bikes I've ever owned in my life. I was having some fun in the metro parks, having a good time like in this little valley road. Like I was making a lot of noise, but granted it was a 600 and I really wasn't going that fast. And I'm coming around this bend, I'm actually like being careful. Like I'm giving myself enough, like I'm going a speed that's like fun, spirited, but I'm only going as fast as I know what's in front of me. And I come around this corner and I see this lady like standing next to her car. She's like standing next to a crosswalk. She wasn't trying to cross the street or something. I don't exactly remember.
I saw you. I can stop fast enough. I clearly stopped here. I can't, like I can stop here. If I saw you, I could literally, I would slow down for sure.
But regardless, I slow down out of respect. That's what I do. I still do that to this day. If I see a pedestrian, I'm gonna slow down. That's just what I do. And this lady has the audacity to jump out into the street while I'm actively slowing down, mind you, to yell at me. Now, this lady was trying to yell at me for going fast. Again, I gotta find this video. Please let me find this video. And her, like, kid or son is there, too. Embarrassing the crap out of him. But I'm just like, I come to a dead stop because I see her, like, yelling at me, just to show her that she was in no danger the entire time. Like, I'm going to speed right now. It'd be like if I saw a person coming around this corner and I'm like, oh, let me just slow down. Like, oh, let me just stop. Like, it's so easy. Bikes accelerate super fast, but they also decelerate extremely quickly too, if you know what you're doing. I likely only got yelled at because she heard me ripping through the park and was like, I'm gonna yell at this guy whenever I see him, even though I don't know how fast he's actually going, because I wasn't going fast. So stupid. You see what I'm talking about? Outside of bullcrap like that, you're gonna have Karens no matter what you do. Not yelled at, but I got like a fist shaken at me on my R1 the other day. My R1, mind you, was quieter than this bike, and I'm not even accelerating. I'm just going the speed limit, and I get this like old dude like yelling at me. I'm like, bro, like, what do you want me to do? Old people and motorcycles don't mix. Adding a pipe on it's probably just gonna make it worse, but if you don't care about that stuff, who cares? Miserable people are going to be miserable no matter how loud you are.
Well, boys, I think that was a pretty good and successful day. It did start sprinkling a little bit. I really got to stop filming these videos on these more questionable days. But with all that being said, this bike is now 30 pounds lighter and makes a lot of cool new sounds. Just some brief other garage updates to keep you guys updated. First of all, if you guys remember, I was going to buy a broken S1000RR that my friend crashed. The insurance company got back to me and was like, yeah, they wanted like 16 grand for this bike that had well over $10,000 worth of damage. It was like basically an insulting amount of numbers. So that bike's probably just going to go to auction. We'll probably follow the auction, see what happens, but it's looking like likely that bike is not going to happen. It sucks, but I don't feel like spending literally like for 2 more grand, you can get like a used S1000 that is in perfect condition. It just didn't make any financial sense or even like legitimate sense, even for the YouTube age. It was stupid. Why am I going to pay 16 grand for a bike with that much damage? Other updates, the R1 is officially broken in. This bike is sitting at 577 miles, which means we are ready to do the brake and oil change on this bike, which I'm probably going to save that for this bike's full throttle video. We just got to get around to that. The R6 is, dead. It killed the battery. So yeah, this bike has a power draw issue. I'm assuming because it has modified lights and things like that matter. I just left the battery in it for too long without riding it, literally for like 2 weeks. That was it, which is crazy because I left this bike off a battery tender all winter and it still starts up just fine. So it's just the problem with the R6. This is a weird bike because it was transported from a track bike into a street bike. It's just, it's been annoying lately. I don't know. I don't know about this bike. The KTM might be going away somewhat soon. I have someone who's really interested in buying it and they're going to give me a fair value for it. And so I don't ride this bike that much. I really like it. It's a really good bike, but I'm trying to downsize the garage a little bit, and it might be the next one to go. The Triumph is all ready to become a track bike, so, I mean, it's weird. I know I took a track bike into a street bike, and now I'm taking a street bike into a track bike, but this bike is really fun, and it's going to be exceptional on track, so. And the H2 is fine. I fixed the coolant on it, and it's been great ever since. With all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you liked it, hit a like button. I'm not sponsored, so that helps me out. And with all that being said, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.